Happy birthday to Jarrett, by the way. Today's Jarrett Carlin's birthday.
It's his birthday.
And today's his birthday. I
nice.
texted him and said, with any luck, my granddaughter won't share a birthday with you.
Oh, wow. That's mean. That's mean.
No, that's not exactly what I said.
I'm happy to say that I do not have Jared Carlin's phone number.
Really?
Yeah, I'm happy to say that.
Wow.
I needed to reach him. I couldn't do it.
So that's why you always ignore him when he asks for things.
I don't know. I don't have his number.
He texts you and you're like, "Who's this?" You know, who is that?
I don't know if he's ever texted me. I didn't know it's him. Yes, I don't have his phone number.
You want me to share his contact with you, or you probably don't want it at this point?
That's okay.
You've made it this far without it, man. Why turn back now?
Listen, if I go through life never having had a text conversation with Jared Carlin, is that such a bad thing?
Who knew that Jarrett Carlin was going to take such abuse on his birthday?
I'm sorry, Jarrett. I would like to apologize on behalf of the Burns and Gambo show.
Sorry.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Bickley agrees with me. Bickley would trade places with me in a heartbeat right now. Dude, I wish.
Shut up,
I can
Jarrett.
only wish.
Shut up, Jarrett.
See?
Jonathan Gannon, looking back on Saturday's game against the Colts.
Okay, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We didn't mode of play. One of our modes of play is our brain, and we didn't use it tonight. Falls strictly on me. I thought we were ready to play physically. Violence was on display, good effort, finish, but I just told them we're not going to beat anybody making those kind of mistakes. It's too hard to win in this league, and you can't self-destruct, and we did on all three phases. So that falls on me and the coaches, so we got to get it cleaned up fast, and that's what we'll do on Monday. They'll be off tomorrow, and then they'll come in to work on Monday.
Yeah, so they were back at work today. The game itself, they lost to the Indianapolis Colts. There were certainly guys who played well. There were certainly guys who did not play well. And Gambo, it being preseason game number 2, there were guys who just didn't play, period. 28 different players for the Arizona Cardinals did not take the field at all.
I know.
It's
just so hard to, like, it really is, I watch the game. You try to come up with, things that you like and don't like in the game. Obviously, the penalties by Christian Jones, but you're not playing anybody, and it's just so. It's why I really, God, despise preseason football. Sitting down and having to watch it is almost like a chore because it's not. What are we judging? What are we judging? A bunch of guys that aren't going to be on the roster. A bunch of guys that are just third stringers. I mean, there were good things to take out of it. There were. I thought the pressure at times was really good.
Yep.
Cam Thomas with a couple of sacks. I thought Dimukeji had one. They had a few, so they got some pressure. I thought Carter ran well. I really liked the way Trey Benson ran.
He ran well.
And he had one great run wiped out by, one of the several holding penalties by Christian Jones. He had another big run as well. So he ran. But the penalties, it was just Man, it was so many Cardinal penalties in the football game. Ritter didn't look good again.
Nope, he didn't.
Toon looked okay. He didn't look as good as he did the last time, but he looked better than Ritter did. Like, this is over. Like, this competition's over.
Yes.
Like, that's it. Clayton Tune is your backup quarterback, and Desmond Ritter is not. Like, I don't need to see anymore. I don't need to see anymore.
That was probably my number one takeaway from watching the game. Was it feels like it's done. It feels like Clayton Tune, and like you say, he wasn't great, but Desmond Ritter, in the second half,
nothing.
It just did nothing. There was nothing there at all. There was nothing there until the final drive of the game, and even then, there wasn't that much there. It feels like Clayton Tune kind of won this thing going away. I did like. I'll say what I. The one thing I like the most is that for a team that is searching for edge rushing, with the hope that if Hassan Reddick becomes available, the Cardinals get aggressive and go get him, because I would really like to see that. I think the fan base would really like to see that. If he's not available or the Cardinals don't go get him, I did like what Cameron Thomas did. I did like what Xavier Thomas did. I did like what Victor Dimukeji did, because I do think that matters. I think their need to find somebody who can get after the quarterback, given the injury situation and what they have, they might need one of those three guys to be that guy this season. And so it's like, man, looking for a needle in a stack of needles, but you're searching, and that's the one thing I kind of took was, okay, it feels like there are some options to get pressure on the quarterback. And like you, I like Trey Benson an awful lot. I thought he played very well in that game. But mostly, man, amen to what you just said. I long for the day when it's starters, when it's football that matters, because it's just so hard to draw any real conclusions from these games when 28 guys are sitting. It's almost impossible to draw any conclusions.
No, it becomes more about individual players than the team. It does. Taylor Demerson had the interception with a minute and 42 left in the second quarter, jumped in front of the receiver. It was a great interception. Good play. It becomes, I'm trying to stand out to make this roster. Either make the roster or, solidify my spot on the depth chart. That's what we're watching. We're not watching, the whole team thing doesn't matter as much right now. This isn't about wins and losses. It's not about rah-rah. It's about everybody. You're getting an opportunity to showcase your skills. You got to go make a play. Now, in the regular season, does Taylor Demerson jump that route? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he plays it a little bit safer because he doesn't want to give up a long time, but he jumped the route and he got the interception. Make a play. 3rd and 4, Cameron Thomas with the big sack on a 3rd and 4, get him off the field. I think that what we're seeing now is just a lot of individuals trying to showcase their skills to impress the coaching staff.
Yeah, and you mentioned all the penalties, and Gannon once again after the game on Saturday.
It falls on me and the coaches. You know what I mean? They weren't ready to play mentally. I think physically we're ready to play. Mentally, you can't make that many mistakes and expect to win a game. So that's on us.
Cutdown day is 1 week from tomorrow. We let off the show with this. Dennis Daly, the offensive lineman, not the one who had all the penalties.
They cut an offensive lineman. It wasn't the guy that had all those holding penalties.
No, it was Dennis Daly who had the penalty at the very, very end of the game. They're probably going to release him anyway. He got cut today. The team has to get to 53 players a week from this Tuesday, and Jonathan Gannon did confirm the report that came from NFL media that Dennis Daly was going to get cut. So we get back to final preseason game against the Denver Broncos, and then for the stuff that really matters, cut down day. We'll see who makes the roster, who doesn't make the roster. And it's so funny, Gambo. We do this every year. We're so excited about camp. And then when camp comes around, we get a little bored with it, and we're looking forward to the games. And then when the preseason games roll around, hey, it's great, football's back. We get a little bored with that. Now we're looking for the games that really matter.
They truly don't play anybody.
They don't.
I mean, they just nobody's playing.
No, and a few teams do. And if you were, Jaden Daniels played very well over the weekend. Caleb Williams played well over the weekend. There are guys who use these games to pop. But the Cardinals, in the situation that they're in, they're just not going to use these games to showcase their guys like that. So we just have to wait, and that's just how it's going to be.
Right. Yep. Nope. I know. It is what it is. One more, and then the regular season's here.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys, and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.